So I just had this thought pop into my head. When you try to tell a Christian they have to keep the 10 Commandments, and it's literally what Yeshua said to get into the kingdom in Matthew 19, a lot of their responses is, oh, he wasn't talking to us, he was talking to the Jews, or, that was for the first century, or whatever they just come up with it in their head. And I was just meditating on it for a second, and I'm like, that's just the most ridiculous thing you could ever say, because it's like you're just throwing out everything that your Messiah came to do. It's ridiculous. But just to put this into perspective, like I said, in Matthew 19, Yeshua is asked by the rich young ruler, what does he need to do to enter the kingdom? And Yeshua literally responds with the 10 Commandments. And then you have Paul in Romans chapter 5 that says, because all the Christians cling on to the cross, not even recognizing what Yeshua finished on the cross, which was the sacrificial law. That's why I quoted Deuteronomy 31. But they cling onto this cross so heavily, ignoring everything that Yeshua said and even the apostles, and they'll say things like, oh, well, our gospel's from Paul. Okay, well, Paul told you in Romans chapter 5 that we're reconciled by his death. Okay, his death, burial, and resurrection is important. It's a huge part of the gospel when you understand it according to scriptures. But then he also goes, because he knows what you guys are going to say, and then he also goes, we're reconciled by his death, but how much more? How much more by his life? What does that mean? He means how much more are we sanctified and how much more are we saved through what Yeshua taught us. And this is Paul, an apostle to the Gentiles, saying to pay attention to what Yeshua said and did before he was crucified, because that is equally important as the crucifixion. And yet every single Christian throws it out the window. Fucking make fucking sense.